show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you be notified when I drop that heat. Now, Al Heyman, PBC, Fox announced their schedule for the first quarter 2019, and one of the names that was not mentioned is Gary Russell Jr. Now, there's a lot of fighters that wasn't mentioned for the first quarter of 2019, and Al Heyman has deals with multiple networks, so I'm not saying that Gary Russell Jr. is not going to be seen the first quarter of 2019. But the one thing that the Fox schedule showed me is that all of the heavy hitters for Fox got a date. They got a date on Fox in the first quarter. And with Gary Russell Jr., he carries himself as if he is one of the top guys in boxing. Like, he's one of the top attractions in boxing, and he should be treated and compensated as such. Anybody that's in the boxing circles know that's how Gary Russell Jr. carries himself. And for him not to be mentioned amongst the elites for PBC and Fox, it kind of just signifies his career. It signifies his career because I said in previous videos that Gary Russell Jr. is one of the most talented guys. I mean, definitely top 5 of all time in terms of just pure hand speed. And I feel like his career has not been fulfilled. He hasn't had a career-defining fight. I'm sorry. Vasyl Lomachenko was not a career-defining fight because he fought Vasyl Lomachenko before he was Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko used Gary Russell Jr. as his coming-out party. Vasyl Lomachenko became the Matrix after Gary Russell Jr. So, Gary Russell has not had that career-defining fight. Now, it was a big rumor going around that he was supposed to have a unification with Leo Santa Cruz. That's a real good fight. That's a hell of a good fight. And I'm not going to lie. I would favor Leo Santa Cruz in that fight. If I had to bet some change, I would say Leo Santa Cruz. And that's because of level of competition, activity on offense. Leo Santa Cruz has improved over the years as not only as a fighter, but just as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell Jr.'s last fight was against Jojo Diaz in a mandatory defense. Jojo Diaz fought pretty well the first 3-4 rounds of the fight, and then Gary Russell just took it to another level. Jojo Diaz fought a good fight, but Gary Russell Jr., he was at home, and you know, he showed what kind of champion he is in that fight. Like, Gary Russell is a good fighter. You understand what I'm saying? But Gary Russell needs to take the initiative and go after these big-time fights. Like, it's too many fights for him at 126. It's too many fights for him at 130. Hell, he can dare to be great and go up to 135 and make it happen. Just as a fight fan from the outside looking in, and I would consider myself to be a journalist in a sense, even though I'm relatively new to YouTube, it seems like he just doesn't take the necessary steps to make things happen. He has long layoffs, and they say he's not very easy to deal with from a business standpoint in terms of making fights happen. He asks for more money than what he's probably deserved. It's a lot of different things with Gary Russell Jr. But another thing, Al Heyman has put a lot of these fighters on a pedestal. When they first started PBC, I mean, Al Heyman spoiled a lot of these fighters. Like, he was paying them crazy money to fight bums. That's just facts. Whether you a Al Heyman fan or not, those are facts. And once those guys got a taste of the real good money, you try to offer them average money or try to scale it down for tougher opponents, them guys is like, no, I ain't fighting. And for Al Heyman and PBC to have so many network deals since its existence, they've had too many guys on their roster that has had, major layoffs. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is because of injury and some of it is just because it's just layoffs. And Gary Russell Jr., I don't want to see Gary Russell Jr. 4 or 5 years from now when he's doing interviews and he's saying, oh, well, I could afford this person, I could afford that person, but this didn't happen, that didn't happen. And then when you look at his career and then you look at the guys that he's fought, more importantly, the guys that he didn't fight, and you like, his career feels kind of empty. You understand what I'm saying? Feels kind of empty. And yes, he could be fighting on Showtime. Yeah, he could get a Fox Sports 1 fight. But Gary Russell's at a point in his career where he should be looking at the Carl Framptons, the Leo Santa Cruzes, the Abner Maras, Tank Davis, Tevin Farmer, Josh Warrington. Like, these are the fights that he should be going after, and he should be willing to, not be as tough in negotiations. I'm not saying, settle for less than what you're worth, but at the end of the day, Gary Russell Jr. doesn't have a major fan base. He doesn't bring a lot of ticket sales. He's not a pay-per-view attraction, and he hasn't had a career-defining fight. So it's hard to argue that you're A-side in any negotiations with other champions and things like that when you're not bringing a lot to the table. So that just goes to my point of Gary Russell should be working extra hard to try to not only get as much money as possible, but to get the fights to define his career. He's too talented. He is too talented to have his career going like this. And for the people that's going to be like, oh, well, he got hand problems. As many layoffs as Gary Russell Jr. has had, his hand should be 100%. Because he damn sure ain't fighting on a regular basis. He damn sure ain't fighting on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got to put bedroom pillows on his fist during training camp. The man should be fighting 3 times a year. You'd be lucky to see Gary Russell once in 18 months. You'd be lucky. PBC and Fox just announcing this schedule and not hearing Gary Russell's name, it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. It's a testament to his career, and it's hard to see it changing. I think he's just going to be a very talented guy that has had limited competition and limited fights to really judge how great of a fighter Gary Russell Jr. is, and it's a shame. It's a shame at the end of the day, but he has to look in the mirror on this one, and he also has to look in the mirror in order to change it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.